American sellers getting back their market share from Chinese sellers after all-time low numbers, which was in November 2020 only 48%. And in this video, we will try to understand what are the reasons for that and why Chinese sellers do not have advantage over you selling on Amazon.com. Okay, so I came across this very interesting article by marketpulse.com, how American sellers are retaking the market share on Amazon.com. So we'll try to really go over it, and this is pretty exciting news. And a lot of time people thought that Chinese sellers, due to them taking really the market share from American sellers, are going to take over the Amazon.com. So we'll try to understand first of all what are the reasons, and then we'll try to also see why Chinese sellers do not have advantage over you. So right now it's 55% of the top third-party sellers on Amazon Marketplace in the US are domestic businesses. So these are businesses that are located in the US. A measurable increase from an all-time low of 48% in November 2020. For the past 16 months, US-based sellers have been increasing their share. The percentage has been a steady decline for years before, so it was always going down and now it's starting to go up again. So that's really exciting news, and we'll try to understand why it's happening. This behavior is not limited to the top sellers. American sellers have been gaining estimated sales, so this is not just for the top third-party sellers. It's also for all other sellers. The volume share since late 2022, after dipping below 50% then, it's now well back up. So lockdown, supply chain issues, seller suspensions, and Amazon FBA inventory limits are some of the causes. So for Chinese sellers, it's probably harder and harder to get some stock here, and that gives advantage to American sellers that are quicker in finding alternatives from Europe maybe, or from suppliers in the US, Mexico, Canada. That's some of the reasons for that. There's also been a decrease in new seller registrations from China, while they only recently represented 75 of all new sellers. So another reason for that is that a lot of big Chinese sellers has been suspended last year, and I think that affected a lot of the new sellers as well. They're saying, why? Because we can't just use those black hat techniques as before, because Amazon is kind of punishing us. Let's try to find different places. So a lot of them moved to Walmart, to eBay. So that's another reason for that, in my opinion, as well. It's unclear what else is influencing the trend. But I will try also to share with you a post that I saw by someone I know, Aaron Cordoves, and he's a friend of mine in Facebook and on LinkedIn. He's a really big seller, and he wrote like an amazing post that I want to share with you guys. And he wrote the following, and that's about why Chinese factories do not have an advantage selling on Amazon.com. Change my mind, he wrote. You have an advantage because you will sweat every day to build your brand. The factory owner's problems are related to their factory, not to selling on Amazon. You can spend 40 to 100 hours per week as an entrepreneur learning and being cutting edge in marketing and Amazon. US-based Amazon sellers are gaining market share because we specialize in talking to the US customer and solving the problems with the product. There is a reason Steve Jobs and Elon Musk are making the most dollars from the US market. It's not the owner of Chinese factory. We have a calling to be the ones to answer and service our own country. I strongly believe the US market share by US sellers would be much stronger if people just believed they could compete and start a brand. I started a brand to make another $500 a month. Now we sell more than $500 an hour. Don't quit the race before you start it. Keep it real. So it's really inspiring and true. Chinese factory. I'm not putting, a Chinese seller, I think, have a much bigger advantage over a Chinese factory. And that's not apply, of course, to all. There are exclusions. But they're busy with operations and building their factory. And it's harder for them to build specialty and skills around selling on Amazon. And it's much more harder. And it's much more harder for them to understand the language and know what people are looking for. And even if they understand and they hire consultants, it's not always as someone that is hustling and want to really build his business from the ground that is located here in the US. So there is still chance for you to succeed, and there is really hope and bright future selling on Amazon and to all small businesses, in my opinion. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching.